Hello, thank you for joining me. My name is Corinne Brock, and I am here to tell you about what's going on in the local courts this week. So let's get started. Um, Earlier this week, we learned that Judge Fran Gohl is going to be stepping down at the end of her term in December. She has been serving as a judge for of 25 years, probably closer to um, 30 there. Let me grab that video of her. There we go. So she began serving in the criminal division in 1996 after running against 5 other candidates. She won the next 4 elections unopposed. Gohl says she wanted to give voters the chance to choose her replacement, adding that if she ran again, she would not complete that term. She said, quote, "Now is my opportunity to relax, spend time with family, friends, my dogs, play with my grandchildren, expand my gardens, and travel," end quote. Gohl has conducted more than 1,000 jury trials during her career, several of which were high profile, including sentencing Joseph Corcoran, a Fort Wayne man who killed his brother, his sister's fiance, and 2 of their friends to death after a jury recommended it, overseeing the trial of Cohen Hans Barron, who was convicted of killing a Fort Wayne woman and her 3 children. In that case, Gohl sentenced him to life without parole. And the case most people will likely associate the judge with is the Delphi murders. Gohl oversaw the weeks-long trial for defendant Richard Allen. After years of delays and leaked evidence, jurors found him guilty and Gohl sentenced him to the maximum sentence possible. He is currently appealing. And then looking ahead to another trial that we've got coming up here. Um, Gohl will be presiding over this one as well. 26-year-old Ale Hansen is ready to begin his trial Wednesday. He's accused of shooting and killing the father of his girlfriend's child, 24-year-old Julian Keith Flowers, at the Willow Creek Crossing apartment complex in August. Now, Hansen and his girlfriend allegedly told police that he shot Flowers through his girlfriend's apartment door. A video of the shooting confirmed their version of events, according to court records. And he is facing 1 count of murder. If jurors find him guilty, he could face up to 65 years in prison. Now, also this week, we have Quenisha Gaylor. She is set to be sentenced. She took a plea deal in a shooting from June. She was charged after 39-year-old Anisha Jackson and 28-year-old Torner Doby were killed near the intersection of Smith Street and Hamilton Avenue. Court records say surveillance footage captured the shooting, showing Gaylor, Jackson, and 29-year-old Sean Ford arriving at a home in the area after a confrontation about vandalism at a local beauty salon. Let me lay that out for you guys. Here we go. Court records say that Gaylor and Ford allegedly approached a home, with Gaylor holding a computer tower and Ford holding a gun. They knocked on the door and asked a small child who answered to get an adult, and Ford allegedly attempted to enter the home, but the door was shut on him. The video captured him yelling at someone in the home to, quote, "Come out or I'm going to paint this expletive up," end quote, several times before walking off the porch. Gaylor could then be seen walking to the side of the home and throwing the computer tower through a window. Doby exited the home with a gun and exchanged gunfire with Ford, and he died at the scene. During an interview with police, Gaylor allegedly said after she threw the computer tower, she got into a car with Jackson and they started driving away when the men began shooting at each other. During the shootout, Jackson was struck by a stray bullet, crashed the car into a nearby home, and later died. Ford allegedly told investigators things did not go as planned, saying, quote, "I'm no murderer. I've never killed nobody before. If I have to do time for what I did, I will," end quote. Ford went to trial on murder, felony murder, and attempted burglary in October. Jurors found him not guilty of felony murder in Jackson's death and attempted burglary. However, they were hung on the count of murder for Doby's death, and a second trial has been scheduled for May. Now, earlier this month, Quenisha Gaylor pleaded guilty to assisting a criminal. Her initial charges of murder, felony murder, and attempted burglary were dismissed per an agreement with prosecutors. The agreement requires her to provide all requested information and assistance in any further investigation of the case, as well as testify truthfully in any criminal or civil proceedings brought forth in connection with that case. The plea deal does leave her sentence up to Allen Superior Court Judge David Zent, but it calls for her to serve no more than 3 years in prison. And then also looking ahead here, we've got our eyes on a lawsuit against Bishop Luers High School. The lawsuit accuses some of the Catholic high school's officials of covering up child exploitation. 9 young women are suing the school, saying officials were negligent in handling male students creating and selling video montages and digital folders with female students' names displayed over explicit pornographic videos and photos from websites like Pornhub. Lawyers for the young women say the defendants failed to act with reasonable care to protect them. Earlier this month, an Allen County judge overseeing the case agreed with the attorneys representing both of the plaintiffs and the defendants that a gag order is necessary. So they were ordered to work together and create a protective order to ensure discretion and confidentiality throughout the process. Their suggestions for its rules are due today, so we are keeping an eye on that. Now, that's all that I have for you this afternoon, but we are looking ahead to 3 o'clock when Kara Przuchek will be back on the digital desk to tell you more about your top stories. Thank you for joining me.